everyone, I am back. Hopefully the light will be okay. It's very dull and dreary outside again today. I don't know what's going on with our weather, but it's kind of annoying. I hope you're all doing well. I will say that first. Secondly, I am going to apologize in advance. Tony is making soup in the kitchen, and we have a maintenance guy coming to do a heat check. So he's checking the heating unit for the winter. We have this program where they come twice a year, once in the spring for the air conditioner and such, and then one in the fall for the heat. So I still have a little work to do on this, but ADHD kicked in and I started moving on to this flower here, and I'm having a lot of fun with this flower, mostly because I'm using a variegated thread that is number 111. I don't know, it's a DMC. I don't know if they make it anymore, but as you can see, hopefully, again, I'm struggling here. It goes from kind of a gold, a lighter gold, to a darker gold, to a brown, a kind of a goldish brown, and then back to gold. And it goes through its color changes here to a very light gold here. And what I had done was, at first, and you have to pull a long strand of to get all those colors. What I had done was pulled these three first. This is 743, this is 783, and this is 976. There's a 7 in each one of those numbers. Isn't that cool? Maybe I should go play the lottery. And I was going to do it piecemeal. However, when I saw this thread, it has all of these colors in it. That's like almost an exact match. The lightest in here is a little darker than this bright. And this bright didn't really, like, it's way brighter than the flower. And literally, these stitches here, I'm sure you can see the difference. That's the original color of the flower. Really matches really well. And it was all done with this single variegated thread. I love variegated thread. So what I did was I took off a really long strip of it that started with the light color change here, the light gold, and went to the deeper gold, and the even deeper gold, and then the brown. And when I did that, I did 3 strands of each, so I split it in half, and I started with the light gold, and I did the light part in the flowers, and then when the color started changing to the medium gold, I did this color in here, the medium gold. And then when it got to the darker, I did the darker color in here. So it all worked really well. Now, I should have done these first and then overlap these over some of the knots, because honestly, these are more hidden in this flower. And I'm really enjoying doing this. I was inspired. Just cut the end, Martha. Quit being cheap. I'm so frugal. Don't want to cut it off. I'll be wasting thread. But look how much easier it is to thread the needle. So, yes, I have those conversations with myself. So I'm still sort of in the medium gold here before I get to the brown. So I'm just going to work my way back and forth. What I do is I started here and worked my way over here, used up the light thread, then the medium thread, then went to the darker thread. So I really like the color variation in this. Now, where am I? I'm right here. That was the last place I used the thread. So really, I didn't knot that off. So I guess I could go up here, and I'm sort of in the lighter, I'm in the medium. So we'll go, what I'm going to do is just work my way over here, I guess. That was a long stretch. It's not the direction I wanted to go. Sorry. It's been a little bit of a haphazard morning already. I'm not used to filming in the morning because it takes me a half a day to get my creative brain going usually. All right, it's right here. Well, that really is the closest I can do. I'm going to tie it off actually. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie it off right here. Put a knot in it, maybe. Come on. Don't be finicky. What the heck? Not a great start. I apologize. Some days, you know, it's a little more challenging than others. Like I said, I'm not used to filming in the mornings. But with the ruckus going on with Tony and then making soup, and then the HVAC guy showing up, and the thermostat is right outside the bedroom door where I film, so there will be background noise, and if he gets too loud, I'll just turn the camera off and I'll come back, you know, later on and finish up. So I'm going to head in this direction here. And I'm trying, I didn't do a very good job. Like these two strands are really bothering me. They should be headed this way and they're headed that way. So I have to be really careful of direction. And I think I did a little better on this one, but you see I did a lot of short and long here, and I don't know, like these are okay. They do okay. I'm still not as good as Christine. Christine does a beautiful job, and I'm envious of her talent in her thread painting. She's really awesome. So is Corinne. She's very good as well with her thread painting. And I wanted to do a bird next. However, when I started trying to pull the threads out and such, I really struggled. So I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do with the bird. Yeah, I'm going to have to think on that. I sort of thought about trying to make it three-dimensional. However, I don't know if I'd be very good at it. Corinne and Christine are both really excellent at doing that kind of thing, and I am really not. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the bird. I would like to, I thought about cutting out, you know how I had two other pieces that were sort of more chopped up than this, and I replaced it with this one larger piece. I could cut those birds out and try and stuff something up underneath them. I'm just not sure that it would work. Then I thought about just doing the wing, and I'm not sure that would work. So I don't know, maybe if anybody's watching and you have any suggestions, Christine, Corinne, anybody? Hello, anybody? If you had suggestions about that, I would be open to thinking about what you think I could do with that. So, yes. And if you have any tips to improve my thread painting, please also let me know that. I'm doing okay. I don't think it's excellent by any means, but I am doing my best and I'm enjoying it. And to me, that's all that matters. Now, I don't work on this at night in front of the television like some people do. I have a very difficult time with that. The lighting is not good. The setup is not good. I just prefer working in here much more because it's just convenient. All my threads are in here. I could drag all that stuff out with me to the couch, or just, I think the thread's getting darker now, or just, pull them together before concentrating, before I head out there. But then, then I got to bring it all back in. I just prefer sitting here at the desk with the good lighting and all of my conveniences right here. So it's going to get a little bit loud. But hopefully they'll be going downstairs into the basement because the HVAC guy just arrived. All right, Martha. Stay with the flow here. This one up this way. There goes a golf course maintenance guy. Yeah. It's not quite. I have my door open. It's chilly this morning, but it feels good. I like to air out the bedroom when the air starts cooling off. Ow, stabbed myself because I'm not concentrating. I don't know if this is really dark enough to get those dark highlights in there, so I'm going to go back over here. I've probably only got one more stitch anyway of thread left. I could squeeze this little stitch out right here, maybe. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So Tony has already this morning the Instant Pot going with garbanzo beans in it to make hummus, which we soaked overnight, and he's trying to put together a pot of soup. He makes a vegetable soup that he really likes. I don't eat it. If I want like a vegetable soup, I sort of make my own. I'm weird. Where is the thread? I've lost my variegated thread. What did I just do with it? There it is. It was just here. Oh my goodness, the noise that's going on in this house right now. Okay, I'm going to do this from the light to the darkest. I think it changes right about there. So this is a very long, you'll see, this is a very long changing piece of thread. Yeah, that's about 3 feet. Or better known as a yard. It goes from the tip of my left hand to my right shoulder, and that's about 36 inches. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't put that there, Martha. All right, sort through your threads. Push those aside. Put that there or you'll never find it again. Yes, ma'am. So as I said, I hope this... Oh, now the crows are going. And as soon as I said that, they stopped. Please behave. My husband speaks in a very loud voice, like to everybody else, and to me he mumbles. And I have to constantly tell him, I can't hear you. Speak out loud. We'll be in the car, and we're 3 feet from each other and I can't hear him because he mumbles. But when he gets on the phone or somebody comes in the house to do repairs or whatever, he like yells. It's like, you know, if you put a little effort into talking to me that loud, I could hear you now and then. Okay. Let's see. I need some more down there. The crows are talking. The crows are squawking, I should say. The hummingbirds have left. I don't remember if I mentioned that. They left about 3 days ago. No, come up this way and go up that way. And then I'll just come over this way where the darker colors are, and I'll start filling that in. And if I feel like this needs another shade of something in here, I can always come back with a solid thread and either highlight the tips a little more or do a little more dark a thread. Oh, that wasn't very straight. Wasn't the right angle. I should have done a few stitches and gotten going first before I started the recording. Yeah, do a little bit darker thread, maybe do 2 strands and do a little bit darker in here. So it gives it more depth, but I'm pretty happy with, where's my thread? I'm pretty happy with the way this has turned out. Also, I probably should have started on the outside ones, and then these ones that are overlapping the outside ones might have looked better. But, you know, I don't think these things through very well. I don't think I'm through like I should. And I know it's a fault. I do this all the time with my stitching. However, okay, so you come over here. It's amazing when you really start looking at fabric. A fabric can have so many shades of color in one thing. Like if you looked at the selvage edge of this fabric that this came off of, I imagine those little color circles that they put on the edges to show what shades of thread they use, what dye lot or whatever they call them. I'm sure it would have many, many, many shades on the side, which I find fascinating. And that's a good way, if you have the selvage edge of a fabric, I don't know if I have one around here that I could demonstrate from. If I find one, I will come back in another video. I'm looking around my room. I will come back in another video and I will show you what I mean. Let me see if I can pull one out. Squirrel. Let's see if this has it. Nope, it does not have it. Let's see. Nope, not on that either. One more. Let me pull one more out. If this doesn't have it on it, then I will keep moving. Come on. Come on, please show me. Okay, well, here's a sort of an example. And I'm sure this probably went beyond this. But if you pull your selvage and it has these circles in it, that would be a good way to match up your thread. Like there's a black, a dark gray, a light gray, this sort of medium blue, this darker blue. this sort of lilac, and this is almost a goldish brown. And then you would follow that selvage edge that shows you all the colors that are used in this. And if you look, you can see them. Like, you don't see this color listed on here. I'm sure it's on this missing part of selvage. That's a great way to pick your threads. It's like a palette is what it is. And you should take advantage of what the designer of these fabrics have given you to work with. A lot of bird talk going on outside. I'm getting close to the end of this darker brown, but that's okay. It's amazing how long these color strands are in this thread. So I'll keep going until it changes to the medium, more medium brown. And then I can just go back into the flowers that I did, or the petals I did, I should say, and start with the medium brown. There's still some left. And I think because this thread is from the same, the variegation was done, that these colors blend with each other so well. But if you don't have variegated threads, just look closely at what you have as far as the colors in this particular one flower. Like, this flower is going to be, these flowers here are going to be completely different than this flower or that flower. So it's going to be completely different. And on these flowers, I'm going to force myself to do the centers first and then overlap the petals on top of them. But these flowers are more dull. The petals are more dull, except over here, then it gets lighter. And these fine lines in here, I'll probably just use 2 strands. And I will have to use all separate, separate colors on those. I mean, there are so many shades in here. There's the light yellow, really light yellow here, and then more of an almost orangey yellow here, and a darker yellow here, and then a brownish yellow here. I mean, there's a lot of color in there. I may have to just compromise and not quite use as many colors in it. But I'm glad that there are a lot of variations of these colors in here. It makes it way more interesting. A little overwhelming for me, but way more interesting. So I'm very excited to know that a couple of you might join in on this little project. It's not my project, it's Corinne's. But hey, if the inspiration goes from Corinne to me and me to you, that really is exciting. So I think I'm going to set up an email address that I can use on here, that I can give people. That isn't my regular address. I mean, gosh, we have to be so stupid careful now of who you give your information to, And I know one of the things that's suggested is if you're on social media, have a completely different address that you give for contacting you. So it's kind of like you don't give out your address, you give a post office box number, but I can't afford to go get a post office box number. No one's sending me anything anyway. Well, Robin sends me stuff, but we've been friends for several years now. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so I still have, you see how much dark, but it's starting to go into that more medium. So I have a little more that I could do over here. That's not where I wanted to go. And don't pull too tight. Keep making sure I'm going in the right, at the right angle. I'm trying to follow the colors in the, as Christine says, it's like paint by number. And my biggest breakthrough for me was realizing this is very much like a snippet roll, just bigger. And when Christine said this is like painting by number for her, the thread painting, I thought, yeah, it really is. That's the only way I can ever paint a scene, is do paint by number. I'm a horrible artist when it comes to anything with paint or pencil or anything of that sort. Pen and ink, you know, I am not that kind of artist for sure. Can't even draw a stick figure correctly. So it's still a little dark, but that's okay. I'm sharing the wealth of this thread as it goes through its changes. And it'll be okay. So I hope Tony did not put his soup pot on the stove yet, because he tends to put things on the stove lately and walk away and forget. And I have to keep checking on him. He's easily distracted, that one. He gets in his head about things. It's not an Alzheimer's thing. It's the man gets in his head and starts thinking about something else and sits down to do it before he forgets to do that, and then forgets that he had, I'm going to come out here just beyond the petal and connect those two. And that's how I'm keeping the edges of the petal on. Now I did go around and cut a little bit. I could do a little bit more right there to try and get some of this green off of here. Don't be afraid to get in there and clean up some of the color here that you might not want on your edges. Get out of there. No hiding. Not allowed to hide. But I am overlapping the edges. Like, I did that one, but I didn't cut. I mean, I didn't do very well around there. But I don't want to cut my threads now. So maybe I'll probably go over that with some more color. All right, where'd I leave off? I'm going to go back this way and try and get some of this. Yeah, it's very strange. Yesterday was partly sunny. It was sunny in the morning, and then these big fat clouds moved in, and oh my gosh, it was windy. It was blowing our little car everywhere when we went out yesterday to see Blue, our horse. He's such a good boy. I had to treat his hooves. Tony has a very bad back, and I don't want him bending over and ruining his back again because when he first hurt it, he literally could not walk for about 3 months. And I don't ever want to go back to that experience again. All right, where'd you come from and why are you there? Careful, careful. Go away. And so horses get a thing called thrush, which is they get in their hooves. And fall and spring are very usually cause it because of the dew on the grass. And Blue lives outside all the time. He doesn't have a stall. And he's getting older. And I think things are not, you know, his body probably isn't fighting off things as well as it should. Or as well as it used to. So, he had to have some medicine that comes in a tube, a squirt tube, put into this part of his, you have heel pads, and there's his have split on the front hooves. And I had to pick his feet up and squirt that medicine in, and it kind of did my wrist in, my left wrist. I'm right-handed, so I lift with my left wrist. And so I sat with the red light on my hand for about an hour and a half today when I first woke up. Christine, when I was watching you this morning, that's what I was doing. I had my red light therapy on my wrist. And it helps. It helps a lot. So come up here. So I'm overlapping the edge. There he goes yelling again. I don't know if he's talking to the guy or he's talking on the phone. He's so loud. When he talks to me, I can't even hear him when he's standing next to me. I can't understand him half the time. Like, project, will ya? Project and pronunciate. Enunciate. Pronunciate. Oh, I don't know if that's a word. Okay, I want this to go. I really didn't want that there, so I'm going to put that right there. Nope, it's the wrong direction, but that's okay. I can cover it up, sort of, kind of. Come down here. See how I'm just working my way back with the lighter color thread now? And when it gets really light up here, I will do this part up here. Or I may just bring in another color thread. I don't know. But I did the lower petals that way and it seemed to work pretty well. And I try not to go from top to bottom and then from top to bottom underneath, because it's a huge waste of thread. And when you're using variegated thread, you want to use all of the color strand that you're given. In my opinion, I want to use all of the color strand I'm given so that I can take advantage of. Now sometimes I do have to do that because I have to stretch from one place to another for that particular color. So yeah, sometimes it stretches across the back, but I try not to, so that I can use as much of this thread as I can. I hear a vehicle beeping. It must be backing up somewhere. There's more noise around this place than ever. Oops. So I went through my entire closet. Well, that's a lie. Well, it's not a lie. I went through my closet yesterday. I have a small walk-in closet. I know Europeans don't have closets, you have wardrobes, but our wardrobes are built into our homes. So we call them closets. And I went into mine yesterday and I had a large plastic bin. I mean large, like, I don't know. It's huge. 30-gallon maybe. And see, now it's getting lighter. And I took out all the clothes that were in there and tried every single piece on. And holy cow, there was a lot. And I'm getting rid of probably 80%, 90%. I'd say 90% of the clothes. I'm going to go over here and see if this... it's not as light as that, so I have to stay with the medium. So, yeah, the clothes are too big on me. Way baggy and uncomfortable because they're so baggy. And in winter, I don't know about you, if you have winter where you are. Debbie, you don't. You have your winters are not harsh like ours. Typically, I know you get cold down there in Florida, but I've been to Florida when there was an ice storm before, so yeah, I know it gets cold. But in winter, I don't want to wear a baggy shirt. I want a form-fitting shirt that I can put on that hugs my body to keep the heat in. And I don't like them real baggy. So I went through to find what I had. I have some athletic wear, sweatpants, whatever you want to call them, that fit okay. I wouldn't wear them out, but for in the house to stay warm, they'll work. So I do have those. And I have a decent amount, maybe a dozen, maybe a little less, of long sleeve. I wear long sleeve t-shirts. I don't know what you call them. They're pullovers, they're cotton, they're a little stretchy, and I've lived in these since I was picking my own clothes as a kid. So that's my wear. I don't wear blouses. I don't wear button downs. They've never fit me right. I'm a busty girl. So yeah, I don't wear that stuff. Let's see, where am I going to go? I don't think I have enough thread left to really do anything, so I'm going to tie it off. I'm about to lose it anyway. So I have about a dozen, I think. I did go out and buy a couple of new ones recently. Well, probably 4 new ones. So I'm happy with that. I bought 2 of them when we were in Maine. That's coming along. My thumb is really achy today. We're at 40 minutes. I may let you go. Anyway, so I have those. I found some more jeans that do fit me now that I've lost some weight. And I'm looking for the lighter color. Where'd the lighter color go? There it is. So the lighter color is in the next section of thread that I think I'll have to cut. I'll have to cut that right about there and start using the lighter color. Okay, well that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep working on this flower, and I'm going to do the leaves and the center and finish these petals, and I will come back at the end of the video and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, I finished it up. I also went grocery shopping, and we went and bought Tony a heated electric blanket. So yeah, I've been busy. So here it is, all finished. I think this one came out pretty nice compared to, I guess I forgot to tie that off, compared to this one. But hey, I'm getting better. I did hide the little tiny French knots in here to kind of make sure that they don't look like they're out front like this one. It's okay. I'm okay with that. But the other ones, I'm definitely going to be doing the centers first. I'm still struggling with the bird, so we'll see what I end up doing with that. I guess I'll probably be doing those last because I need to find my inspiration for what to do with them. Sure, other than just stitching, I guess. But I've also got ideas floating in my head for, come back here, for additions, for other things to add. Yes. So let's see, I think that's this color. So I did do the stem and the leaves that were underneath. I think I did a pretty good job covering up most of the green that was around the edges of the, yeah, there's stitches in there. The edges, I thought, did I not stitch that? That looks just like the print. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, like I said, these are going to be, I think these are going to be a bigger challenge for me. So I'll have to tackle one at a time. Maybe I'll do this one up here. It's smaller. This one or that one. We'll see. But I'll get it done. So thanks everybody for joining me. I hope that you're having a great day and happy crafting. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.